See my screen?
Yes, I can. You're
Good.
ready to go.
All right. So, hello everyone. My name is Brianna Bood. I'm a solution engineer here at Solver. Today we're going to discuss Solver for Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance. And just a little background about who Solver is, what we do. Basically, we go by Accelerate Better Decisions. So, Solver was founded in 1996, and we are a cloud-based tool for financial planning and analysis. And we also go by xFP&A. So, we provide insights that help not just finance teams, but also key areas like planning, budgeting, forecasting, what if analysis, reporting, and consolidation. Solver also uses a Microsoft-based platform, and we offer a familiar Excel interface along with strong reporting and analytics features. Um, it's easy to connect with Solver with other ERP systems, and we can also assist with improving data visualization with platforms like Power BI. All right, so as I briefly mentioned in the previous slide, xFP&A. Well, what is xFP&A? It basically covers everything you see here on my screen, basically the different aspects of financial planning and analysis. While traditional FP&A mainly focuses on budgeting and reporting, extended financial planning and analysis looks at a broader range of financial data. So we offer all these features in one cloud-based platform that is easy to implement and straightforward to use. All right, so here is a brief overview of how Solver integrates with other data sources. So some of our key features and functionalities here. It contributes to a unified source of the truth, allowing your team to operate from a single version of real-time information. So our single source of the truth is what we call our data warehouse here. Um, we also offer on-demand training, ready-to-use report templates, and pre-configured connection or connectors like Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. All right, so a little bit more about how our software works for you. Our software helps clients accelerate time to value through seamless integration and fast deployment. First, with accelerated onboarding, our users can quickly get set up and running with reporting, planning, and analysis all in one streamlined process. Second, financial templates. So we have a template marketplace with out of the box, ready to use reports for reporting, planning, and dashboards, which can help your team save time and drive consistency. And then finally, here, rapid value. So our software delivers rapid value, giving your clients or our clients access to general ledger data within days, not months, so they can create generating um, insights and realizing their value year round. All right, so I'm going to show you guys a quick demo here. But before I get into the demo, here are some common challenges that we understand. So let me ask you, does your budgeting process feel like a struggle sometimes rather than a strategy? If you're constantly managing spreadsheets, facing broken links, or unsure of the latest version, you're not alone. Many organizations depend heavily on Excel, lacking a central database and proper controls. So, this often leads to security concerns, forecasting challenges, and unclear accountability. And sometimes details can get lost and deadlines slip past you, and the process becomes reactive instead of proactive. But it doesn't have to be this way, and there is a more efficient approach, and that's what I'll show you next. So this leads us into a use case scenario. and this is relating to our budget workflow. So I'm going to give you a little example of how the budget workflow works for you. So here's our sample issue from Janet Livingston. So Janet Livingston needs the capability to distribute her budget templates out to her department managers so everyone can input into their area of responsibility. Her process today is very manual through Excel and email with no visibility and approvals for her colleagues. So I'm going to go ahead and open my web browser here. All right, so here is our solver portal. So this is the home page, and I'm going to take you to our workflows section. So you have all of these different menu items. Here's our workflows, and I'm going to create a new workflow. All right, so let's go back. So based on the information Jan has shared about her challenges with the manual approvals and distribution processes using Excel, this is where we begin with building the workflow for Jan. So we need to start with a name. So let's name it expense budget by department. This is what I'm going to assign to a user. And then we're going to select individuals to be a reviewer and approver. So in this case, Jan is the final approver, and I will put myself for Jan here, for example. And then let's select a reviewer. So I'll choose another user here. There we go. And then for this particular workflow, we can set a range, date range. So I want this assignment to be complete within a certain time frame. So I can choose start today, and let's give her a week. So now after we've selected the main properties here, let's go ahead and select our template that we want to send out. So this will be our expense budget by department. So this is that work template. And now we're going to take a look at the parameters. So these parameters are preset based off of our budget model that we've built. But I can make adjustments by clicking the magnifying glass if I want, or let the user decide. So for now, I'll keep them as is, and then I'll go ahead and select a user that I will be assigning this to, and that will be the demo admin. So you see we have our user and we have the template that has been assigned to them, and everything looks good here. Now I'll go ahead and save and publish this workflow. All right, so the workflow has been saved and published here. Now everyone gets a notification who receives an assignment. So here in our notification center, you can see that we have one available. So it's either here or via email. I'll go ahead and click into this, and it will open up my assignment. All right, so here we have our parameters preset. So all of our assignments are here. Our parameters are preset. As you can see, I cannot make any adjustments because I did not let the user decide. So all I can do now is go ahead and run the report to make sure I have the latest version. And I'll make this larger for you guys. And in this particular report, we see this is our expense budget by department. And we also refer to this report as our budget analyzer. So right away, you see that this form is pre-filled with last year's actuals and budget. So the user isn't starting from scratch here. They'll be entering values by GL account, broken down month by month, which makes the budgeting process detailed but manageable here. And the green cells that you see here, the lighter green cells, that's where you can enter in data, you can make your adjustments. And we do have some guidelines here set by Jan. She has flagged this your numbers are above 20% of last year's actual, the cells will turn red. And if it is 20% below, it turns green. And these are flags based off of the thresholds, as I mentioned, that Jan has set. And you can see that here at the upper left-hand corner. Now, to the right of this form, let's take a look at the form here. To the right of the form, we have our comments section. So the users are required to explain any variances, especially for the red cells. So Jan and the reviewer know whether it's a justified change or a potential error. Now, before submitting, let's scroll down to the bottom. Let's see here. We have our budget analyzer. So here at the bottom left-hand side of your screen, we have our budget analyzer, and this tool lets them select any GL account from a dropdown, like travel, supplies, total operating expense. As you see here, we have our drop-down menu with different options to select. And when we select any of these options, we can see the full details of the targets, the actuals, the budget, the variances, and historical trends. But if I change that around, it instantly makes the adjustment for you. Let's slide that over so you can see full details. But yes, as soon as I click, it makes the adjustment to double check the details. So for example, at the top of the page here, you see 8%. That's the threshold that Jan has set to determine if the department is trending above or below the corporate limit. All right, so let's say that the user has made their adjustments. Everything looks great. The numbers, I left my comments based off of the numbers. It is ready to go. I will go to the top of the page here and click Complete Assignment. Once the assignment is complete, this goes to our reviewer. So that is the person who sees it before it gets approved by Jan to review and see if everything looks okay before it gets to Jan. If not, and they need to make changes, it will be pushed back to the user here to make that adjustment and then send it back in. All right, so now let's see here. So let's say Jan is curious to see where in the process this is so far. She can go back to her workflows. So I didn't save anything there, but let's go back to our workflow. Let's click the new workflow we created, and I'm going to click status. So far, Jan can see that the user has started the process of working on her assignment. So no worries yet, but she can always check back to see where in the process it is here. All right, so with our workflow and the budget analyzer, this process keeps budgeting clean, aligned, and transparent at every step. So let's go back to our slide. And for Janet, the solution here was Solver's workflow capabilities that allows for automated distribution of templates created within the tool for self-service budget forecast inputs. It also tracks any changes and has an audit trail for greater visibility and approval flow for mid-managers to approve before Janet receives it. All right, so here's a success story that I'd like to share with you all from Education Analytics. Education nonprofit streamlines financial reporting across organizations, and their challenge was that they were using a bulky FP&A system with reporting limited to only the finance department. And the solution here was Solver that they implemented that enhanced their reporting and planning capabilities by leveraging the ability to aggregate dimensions directly from the ERP system. And they were able to achieve a unified view of the data. And since Solver is an Excel-based interface, it made adoption easy for the finance team. With the ready-to-use industry templates, they were able to accelerate the report creation and planning process. And the results here, the implementation improved their efficiency within a beyond the finance department. So enabling consistent reporting across multiple data sources and departments. And the flexibility of our software is it's also user friendly. So the features are streamlined for financial reporting, workflows, reducing manual efforts, and increasing accuracy. And all users get access to our Solver Academy as well. And that provides them a detailed training and all of the resources available for smooth onboarding and empowering the users to maximize the platform's potential from day one. All right. So that wraps up our presentation. With Solver, you're always just one day away from gaining complete insight, making better decisions, and choices here. I hope you found this information helpful, and thanks again for having me. Go ahead and scan the QR code if you'd like further information, and now I'll hand it back to you, Amy.
Well, thank you so much, Rihanna.